Hello. So today we're going to do a really quick video just to highlight to you that I write a blog on the internet that contains all of the aviation related content that I share on YouTube. It's free to subscribe to via email, so you can visit johnbeckett.substack.com and you'll visit this page and you can either put the email address straight in or you can go and have a read first. So if we click on Let me have a read first, it takes you straight in and you can see everything I share via YouTube ends up as a blog post in here, and also a few other bits and pieces as well. So you can see, for example, there's a photo gallery over here of a visit to a museum, an aviation related museum, of course, but then every video I've recorded ends up as a blog post in here, so you can search this as well as YouTube if you wish to. Also, I list all of the procedures I've written up within the blog, so you can see a full list of all the airplanes I've covered in procedures. And the main aim for, or the main reason for doing this today is to point out that I have updated all of the 737 procedures this morning. So if you go and have a look in the shop, so from the blog you can click on the shop link, or the procedures and guides link takes you there as well, and it will take you to Ko-fi.com, and in Ko-fi.com/JohnBeckett/shop you'll find all of the procedures I've ever written up, so you can go and get a copy. Each of them costs about the same as a cup of coffee, which is why it's on Ko-fi.com. And then when you download them, a lot of people don't realize what those procedures actually are, and you'll have heard me mentioning them, that I follow them when I start the more complicated airplanes up. So let's open up Acrobat, and I can show you. So we've got here an example of one of the procedures. This is a 737-600 start procedure, and again, this has been updated today. So I've gone through in each of the procedures I've written up. If we just scroll down a little bit, it tells you the keyboard shortcut to go to each page in the simulator, or to each view in the simulator. It explains whereabouts on that screen to look. So in this example, the DC section, and in terms of the roof of the 737, it's the second column at the top, batteries to on, or the middle setting, and cover, and so on and so forth. And that goes on and on through the procedure of starting the airplane up. So today I've added programming the flight management computer to the 737 procedures. So it goes bit by bit through every phase of programming the flight management computer, explaining what to do in each page. And, you know, just as a starter for 10, really, of finding your way around if you've never done it before. So setting the departure and arrival, for example, resolving discontinuities, doing a gross flight plan check, and then continuing on around the airplane, getting the rest of the airplane ready. So starting the engines, and then doing pushback, starting engine number 2 and then number 1. Again, going back overhead and completing the final bits, doing the taxi, lining up on the runway. And then there's some takeoff notes, just some reminders for you to brief yourself before you take off, and some climb notes about, you know, things you'll be expecting to do during the climb. Some basic reminders, and of course for the 737s, the max indicated airspeed for each flap setting. So I've written the procedure up and updated the numbers for the 737-600, 700, 800, and 900. So we have PDFs for all of them. They're all available in the shop, along with all the other airplanes. Some of the more complicated procedures I've written up over time are for things like the Antonov, where I've actually given screenshots of the Cyrillic, you know, parts of the cockpit and explained which switches are which, with basically pointing out, you know, where to click. Okay, so there we go. Lots and lots of procedures for lots and lots of different aircraft available to download from my shop at Ko-fi.com/JohnBeckett/shop. And they all take that same format of showing you what keyboard key to press to get to a place in the cockpit to do something, and explaining where the thing is that you have to click. They are functional procedures. They're not the full real-world pilot operating handbook procedures. So where things either are not simulated or are not covered by the simulator, or you don't have to do them, I skip them. So I guess the most famous example of that kind of went viral once upon a time was the MD-80 family of aircraft. So if you did a full startup checklist for an MD-80, you could be there for half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. I cut out all of the unnecessary parts where we're going to presume that the airplane is in good condition, and managed to cut it down to about 10 minutes. You know, just running around the cockpit, flicking switches. So there you go. That was all I wanted to show today, really, was the aviation-related blog that I write, which is at johnbeckett.substack.com, and the ability to go and get all of the procedures I've written, and the 737 ones have all been updated as of today. If you have bought one of the procedures in the past, you will have a link in the receipt email you received, which will tell you where you can download it from again. Okay, I'll see you again soon. Take care.